So when I look at this, like I said, this composition is, I kind of like that, but just concentrate on the drawing. I've already started a little bit, but for the line of action again, just kind of this S curve. That's used a lot of times in classical art as well. And as if you can backtrack this up. So I've already made the head, but I'll try to back engineer this thing here. Here's the circle for the head, and here's the body. Now if you can look through and see the spine, then the shoulders. So I'm kind of looking, I can't see the whole right arm, but I can see the left shoulders kind of tucked behind here, and if I could draw through the figure, that would give me the shoulders. Up to the hips, he's kind of up in the air here, so these are at an angle. So as long as I can put those in there. And again, anatomy, human anatomy, cartoon, mouse anatomy, you got to kind of adjust to this. So here's this skeletal line to the heel, the knee kind of thing. And then the way the foot is, just kind of exaggerating this ready to pounce kind of thing. Then the tail going all the way up to the top. Now I have a lot of lines up here, so just trying to get that. You don't have to put that many, but I kind of like the idea of building that section up. And then this part for the head. So if I come back down to the head, because that's how we started all this, I'm going to get that eye line. And the eyes almost are kind of blended in, tapering in this direction. So if you angle the elliptical shape holding the eye, it's going to give you that section in there. And again, just kind of placing that highlight on the pupil. I might put the iris kind of thing in there, and then the exaggerated tops for the eyelashes. But the part I keep saying with the echoing of this, echo, 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 right around the eye here, kind of builds up that distance for that piece. And then there's like a center line that's a thickness to it that goes all the way back. And a little bit more to a pointed shape, so it loses its roundness. There's some of the hairs. This is just a line of action, and the same idea as the whole body, only with a little detail of the hair. And then coming down to this front part, if you can see through this sketch, I start off with a circle piece for the nose, and then as you extend it, it tapers itself, almost draws itself when you find the center line. It makes it much easier. And then that builds up the eye line. So here's where the eye line is, but it's kind of scrunched up around the eyes a little bit. Shows that exaggeration. And then this larger section for the cheek on either side. Okay? And it does have the smile, the teeth coming down. A little bit of the corner of the mouth, and then dark in there, just to get the lower lip. The same idea as this, the glove you drew, this is the same idea for that coil around the bottom part of the lip. Again, the ears on either side, try to find where they're attached, just as if you were trying to sculpt this character. And just get the length, the width, and the height of everything, and see if you can't sketch that. This loop kind of puts some hair, even though it goes right around the inside of the character, and a little scratchy on the outside there. Okay. Now they don't give a lot of information on the rest of the hand and the foot. A little blurry, so I got to come back for that. But here's the elbow, and again, you can't see the shoulder too much, but it's hidden behind there. And then again, try to think of the glove for the hand, the mitten, and see if you can illustrate that. And just draw right through the ear. Don't worry about, just overlap it so you can see what you're doing. And think of it wraps around here. It looks like he's holding something, so just create something there. Might be branches or something like that. And building that section up. So now you have the three fingers in the hand. Even though the ear overlaps it, we'll fix that later. And then the torso, these little folds that show that he's twisting in the skin. Butt in the air. And little hips. So here's the circle for the hips. You wouldn't see the one for the torso, but it's in there. and the thickness that you have for this section of this thigh shape, for example. So here's a circle for the heel, and let that build up there. Center line goes right up there so you can get the hips. Rounds that off. Tail. And builds the whole piece up. And here's the waist of it. And now it gets down to the heel. So again, you're trying to look for the circular part. There's another contour line comes down to the foot. And here's the section for the toe. So you can kind of see it. Now if that becomes too large, I might make this smaller to show more distance back there. So just changing it slightly, but building that part up. Okay. And again, just going up with the other side of the ear on this one. Wraps around. You can't see it all, but it'll build that section up in there. And now that these two characters are together, maybe this is like a tree branch or something that they're climbing out of. You can add lib to it. Come back up to the tail. I'll take a little bit of this out just to make it a little easier. It's, again, a cylinder that just tapers all the way to the top. And you'll be all set for the ink. So as a drawing, I'm going to ink this in, but just kind of taking a look at it. If I go through this section where the ear was overlapping, just pop that out of there. And now I have a drawing that I can create in there.